Hello and welcome back to my channel Eat, Live and Love. So in this video we would be talking about how to start thinking in English. So what happens is that when you start thinking in English, you start to internalize the language. It becomes a process, it becomes a habit, it becomes a part of your life. So a tip that I would highly recommend to you is that do not translate your thoughts from your mother language to English. Try to directly think in English. That will help you, because if you start to translate your thoughts from your mother language to English, the process becomes much more longer. The other person who you're talking to will understand that you are not that fluent in English. So that would be the first tip that I want to give you. Number 2 is think in single words. Now, do not try to construct a sentence in the first place. Try to think of random simple words. Try to look around you, try to understand what's going on around you and think in your mind, in your head, that what is this called? What is that called? And immediately it will come to your mind that this is called that, but do not try to construct a sentence at first. That will become tough for you. And try to think in single words. Start with the nouns and then start with the verbs. Do not mix them up immediately, because that will complicate the whole process. Tip number 2 is describe the unknown words. For example, if you see a thing and you cannot remember the word, try to describe it so that it comes to your mind naturally. So, for example, if the word garage doesn't come to your mind easily, then what you can do is that you can think that this is where I put my car or park my car. So that's a sentence that can come to your mind, and immediately the word garage will follow. So in this way, what is happening is that you are trying to construct a sentence, as well as that the word that you forgot will come to your mind naturally, and you will start to think in English eventually. Make this as a habit. This happened to all of us, because none of us are fluent in English from our birth. You have to make mistakes. You can forget a word, you can make some silly mistakes, it doesn't matter, but from mistakes you'll learn. So always keep this in mind. Point number 3 is think in sentences. Now comes the part where you start to construct sentences. You know noun, you know verbs, and now start sentences. Now what you can do is that every day when we wake up, we have some to-do lists. Try to describe the to-do list in your head. Try to think in English about the list and about the tasks that you're going to do throughout the day. This will help you to think in English. Again, I'm saying do not translate from your mother language. Please think in English directly. That will help you. So what you can do is every day after waking up, try to think in your mind that it's 6 a.m. now. I'll go to the bathroom. I'll brush my teeth. Then I'll sit for breakfast. Then I'll have my breakfast, then we'll get ready, then we'll go out for work. So this is something that you don't have to utter in words, but you have to think in English in your mind. So you understand, right? You have started the process of thinking in English. So this will help you when you speak to someone fluently. The next point is think in conversation. Try to converse with yourself. For example, think of yourself as a friend of yours, and also answer to that as yourself. Try to converse with yourself in English. That will help a lot, because that will to some extent reduce the nervousness that you have when you speak to someone else in reality, and also it will help you to create that habit of speaking in English, thinking in English, and also it will help you to acquire more knowledge about the language that you are trying to be fluent at. The next point is take down notes. This is very, very necessary. I have done this from my childhood. Always keep a notebook along with you. Whenever you read something, whenever you listen to a new word, always keep a dictionary as well, English to English dictionary. The word that you do not know about, you can just open your dictionary and look up for the word, and you understand the meaning of it. You write down in your notebook, and you will never forget that word ever in your life. You can use this later in your writing, in your, like when you talk. So you've added a word in your vocabulary. The next point is pretty obvious, which is practice it daily. If you do not practice it and make it as a part of your life, you'll never be able to improve the language. So try to practice thinking every day. Do not skip a day. Try to make this as a habit. That's very important, that's very necessary. So if you do not start to think in English every day, eventually you'll forget, that memory will fade, and you'll again get back to the position that you were at first. The next point that I would talk about is get creative. For example, if you do not think of a word, do not cheat and do not use your native language or mother language to replace it. For example, if you forget the word, you may use creatively a sentence like it's the opposite of, or it's similar to. So in this way, you're not cheating, and yet you are getting to think in mind in English. So these are the tips and tricks that I have for you guys, and I hope that these will help you a little. And if it did so, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I'll see you very, very soon. Till then, stay happy, stay blessed and stay positive.